Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, good news. We are tweeting during the London session. You can join me at FXCL Alerts 1 on Twitter for the London session, as I will tweet during the London session and talk about price action, news, and possibly trade recommendations. Not alerts, recommendations. This is for training purposes only. Traders, great to be with you. Coming to you from Thailand. Rainy skies. Had rain for the last 2 days, and I think we'll get another 2 days worth. So, yeah, we're under the rain today, and that's okay. Good day to be in the office and do some trading. All right, traders, let's get moving. Got a lot to talk about today. Not too much movement in the markets. Yeah, a little sluggish there, but the U.S. markets did pull a pullback yesterday. All right, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilda. I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later after I retired, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my retirement. And, well, traders, I am in my 9th year here in Asia and absolutely loving it. The time zone is fantastic. Trade Asia early in the morning, up at 5:30, and trade London in the afternoon, get about a 3-hour break, 2.5-hour break, and trade New York at night. And I'm only in New York for about 2.5 hours as I trade a different instrument. In New York, I trade options in the U.S. session. So I'm a trader that really has evolved into putting my biases aside as far as what works and what doesn't, as far as do you want to be a fundamental trader or do you want to be a technical trader? Well, I found you have to be both. So I've dove into fundamentals about 2 years ago, and I watch them very closely. I listen. I know what's going on around the world. I know how countries are reacting, and I'm prepared for any kind of price action on my trades that might happen, right? So, if fundamentals are coming out, you don't want to be in front of the freight train if you're in a trade and you're in a loss, right? If it's a win, it's easy. We just go to break even. But what happens when you're in a loss? That's really important. What are you going to do? You're going to bail? You're going to move your stop? What are you going to do? Well, that's important, and that's one thing that you have to do because I don't know your money management skills and what your money management criteria is, so I can't tell you how to do that. However, using technicals, which I really love, reading charts, candlestick patterns tell a story, price action, price structure, price failure, right, and price levels, which is so important. Remember, Forex repeats itself. If price reacted to a price level today, if you go back in the charts, it might have reacted to that same price level 6 months ago or a year ago. And it's so important that we look at price levels. They're so important. I have one platform. That's all my charts have on it are price levels. So when I'm at my trading desk, I can look over at that monitor and I can put that currency pair in and that's all I'm going to see is price levels. Okay? There's nothing else on the chart, just price levels. And that helps me make a determination on my entry or an exit of a specific trade. Okay? So we take our fundamentals and we take our technicals, we put them together, and we come up with a trade plan. Once a trade plan is done, it's done. And we basically enact the trade plan and we wait for price to come to us and we get into the trade. The biggest challenge in my style of trading is what happens when we don't get the pullback, because I work on pullbacks, right? Hopefully a fib level, confluence level, right, where we have some good resistance and support, we can take our trade in the direction of the trend. So that's really important, right? So we want to keep this all together. Once that's done, it works. But when your way of trading sort of goes sideways a little bit, right? In other words, the pair breaks to the downside and it's bearish and never gives you the pullback, we got to get into this trade. So what I do is I use my exponential moving averages. I use a 5, 10, and a 10, 55, and a 200 exponential moving average. And I look for the 10 to cross, right? Or the 55 to cross, depending on what direction it's going. So I look for these EMA crosses, and that gives me a good idea. Maybe I can get in the trade without the pullback, and that's something we have to look at. And then, of course, candlestick patterns, right? What happens when you get an L formation, right? What are you going to do? Candlesticks are not difficult, folks. There's only 7 patterns you need to know. So it's real easy to learn candlestick patterns, but they tell a story, and it's a good story. We couldn't be without it, right? So that's a little bit about my trading and how I trade, and I trade. My thing is I trade a lot, but I trade small. So I'm not going to get beat up on one trade, but I trade a lot. I have a lot of positions in my trading day. I trade a lot, but I trade small, and hopefully we come out even if it's 1 pip ahead for the day. That's a winner, right? All right, traders, let's get over to the risk disclaimer. We got to get to the charts today. Forex trading has a large potential of rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, remember this is a game of capital preservation. Live to trade another day on a live account. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Let's take a look. The U.S. stock market finally stopped the red, and looks like they put a bandage on their bleed, and we have green all across the board for the U.S. markets. The Dow 30 closed positive 1.32%. The S&P 500 closed positive 1.47%. The Nasdaq closed positive 1.68%, and the small cap 2000 closed positive 1.42%. Let's go over to the Eurozone and see what happened there. All right, the DAX, negative 1.34%. We were trading the DAX at the London Open yesterday, and this thing came out of the chute, was bearish, and never looked back. There was like 80 points made within the first 40 minutes of the London Open on the DAX. The FTSE 100 out of London was negative 1.12%. The CAC 40 was negative 1.15%. And the Eurostoxx 50 was negative 1.37%. Traders, let's come on over to Asia and see how we did in Asia. The Nikkei 225 currently trading positive 0.46%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is positive 1.08%. The China 850 is not currently trading yet. They have about another 40 minutes to go, and they closed yesterday negative 1.45%. The Hang Seng is also closed. They open in another 40 minutes or so, and they are negative 3.36% yesterday. However, the Kospi is currently trading out of Seoul, and they are positive 0.92%. Looks like to me we're going to see some green in the Asia markets as they had a bad day yesterday. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. We have today a high news event in Asia. We have industrial production out of China. So what do we need to look at? Watch for your Aussie pair, right? Watch for your Aussie. That probably will react to that. So we have one high impact news event in Asia today. We'll keep a real close eye on that. When we get down into the European session, we do have a high impact news event. Also, we have the Great British Pound has CPI year on year for August today, which is a high impact news event. And we also have, I think, we have a Euro. Yes, we have a Euro high impact. German zoo economic sentiment for September comes out today, another high impact news event. And traders, we don't have anything in New York. We have Red Book, and that's a low impact news event. So we really don't have much, folks, in New York. We have nothing in New York. It's going to be a very slow day in the new U.S. session. All right, so that wraps up our numbers and what is our economic calendar doing. Medium day for news, not going to be a real rampant thing. Commentary is oil slipped yesterday, and my apologies. I was wrong. I said oil was above 47. It was above 46 and then just tanked yesterday. So oil's down like 2.3% or something like that as of this morning in Asia. So it is Asia. It's 7:22 a.m. in Thailand, and it is currently 27 hours on Wall Street. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Gold continues to climb slowly, but gold is climbing. It's above the 13.3 level. Oil is down at 45, so I'm looking for the rebound there. And yeah, and price action is really sluggish on the charts yesterday. A lot of my charts are yesterday's charts because there was nothing. They just went sideways. So let's get to it and let's take a look at the euro dollar. Here's a euro dollar. This is yesterday's chart. Again, nothing happened. It came down a little bit here, came back up, right? Nothing here. This spike, I think, could have been FOMC. Bernard spoke yesterday, and he is a voting member. So I think apparently I was not up for it. That was New York afternoon, and that's the middle of the night for me. So I was not awake for that. And it looks like the markets liked what he said and it showed some power strength. However, gave it right back, and the euro continues to go sideways. So our trade plan is still the same. We're at this 50% level. I'm looking for a. I want to get out of this mess. This normally I would take this back up to the R1 and say we'll take it back down, right? But I got to be honest with you, traders. I really want this just to collapse and get below this 23.6 level, and we'll just take it down. And that's not a lot of pips to our take profit area, but I'm thinking we can get below that 1200. And this is a psychological level, this 1200, and it's been beat up a lot. But I just don't want to have to deal with this nasty price action. I want to get out of it. Listen, if it pulls back to the R1 or the R2 pivot, that is great. We'll take it. But I needed a plan if it doesn't. And we have some Euro news, coming out today with German zoos. So, this might jump around a little bit. We might see some price action here, which would really be great. I'd like to see this euro get out of this range and start to do some trading. All right, let's take a look at the Great British Pound. Another pair that basically didn't do anything yesterday, and it came down and then went back up again. The trade plan yesterday worked, by the way, and then actually came all the way back up. And here we are. We're sitting at the same price as yesterday. So we're at 1.3329, and we're just looking for a bearish candlestick. I do like that the 10 exponential moving average is above price. It looks like the candle's going to close above price. We got to be careful at this 05, right? It's 3305 area, because we have a daily pivot point of 55 and a 200 exponential moving average, which is significant support. And price action is going to bounce there, folks. It's just going to happen. So you got to put your stop accordingly, realizing that you're going to get a bounce on that price action. We want to take this down all the way back down to 1.3245. And, we're looking at a 90 pip trade here. And I think it can work. I think it can do very well today. And that pound can just come on back down where it belongs and get back into line. So, yeah, I think we have a great trade there. Let's take a look at the Aussie. Aussie's going to be interesting today. Not a lot of price action yesterday, and we're just sideways. We just need this to pull back up to the 200 at 0.7591, and we'll take it for the sell side. I do think we're going to get a reaction with this China data coming out, industrial production comes out today, and that is going to be a big one. So we will keep an eye on that in the Asia session today. It's about 2.5 hours from current time in Thailand. So we'll keep an eye on the Aussie today. That's going to be interesting as we enter into London. I don't think I would take a position until that news is done and the market calms down. So we're looking at a London trade here. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Nice pair here. Price is back where we were yesterday. It did break our level. It came down, and now it's just sideways. New York brought it down, and it is what it is, folks. But I'm bearish on this. My bias is bearish, and I do like that the 10 exponential is above price, the 55 is above price, and the daily pivot point is above price. So we got some nice resistance here, and we can hopefully get a bearish candlestick formation. Let's get this baby down. I'm really not too worried about the 200 exponential moving average on this pair right at the moment. One, because it's the Euro Aussie. Two, because it's a wide open space at this 200. There's no price action on that 200 green line right now. So I think we can break through this and get this down pretty quick. And I don't think we're going to get a big bounce, if any bounce, at the 200. So that's good. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Euro Yen worked yesterday. What a trade, huh? As as I dogged the Euro Yen yesterday, it proves me wrong. And actually, the trade plan worked out really nice. New plans on the table. I did a Fibonacci on this, and the nicest place to take this is at 114.67. I do not have my take profit on the slide, and the only reason I did that was because for me to shrink the slide, you wouldn't be able to read the numbers. So, but basically, I'm looking at the S2 pivot point to get out of this trade, and it's a wide open trade, folks. There's nothing left of the chart, right? There's nothing left of the chart. So we just want to take this and get in a position and sell it, and just take it down. I think this is another great trading opportunity today on the euro yen. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Bouncing around here, came down a little bit yesterday, but pretty much sideways. New York brought it up, then it's now sideways again. However, traders, remember, this is bearish. Don't let this, squander your focus here. This is bearish. Look at the daily chart. This is a bearish currency pair. I don't want to buy this. I want to sell it. However, we're not in a position to sell it where we're at. One is that the 10 exponential moving average is below price, and we're wedged in between the 200. Don't like that. That needs to break one way or the other, and hopefully it goes up to the R1, and we can sell this. Just want to sell it, folks. Just want to sell it. I do have a support line on there. However, we're gonna have to watch it, because if you look left of the chart, there's a lot of price action. There's a good chance this is gonna bounce on the support level at the 73.19 area. So we're looking to get in at 0.7391. We'd like to get it out at 0.7319. It's a nice 75 pip trade, depending on your actual entry, and it looks good. But we're bearish, and just keep that in the back of your mind. Our bias is bearish. All right, traders. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me today. Only 1 minute, 2 minutes over time today. However, we had a lot to talk about, a lot of things going on. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions, and also visit me on Twitter at FXCLAlerts1 on Twitter as we tweet the European session. Take care, traders. Have a great trading day, and we'll catch you tomorrow in about 24 hours. Take care now. And always remember to trade smart and trade hard. No! Trade smart and don't trade hard, right? There we go. All right. Take care, traders. We'll catch you in about 24 hours now. Bye-bye.